What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to Infinity Minecraft. Alright, so this is the view of the base with stuff inside of it. Um, Again, that's kind of temporary. It's not going to look like that necessarily in the end, but, I mean, the stuff inside that's right there now, but that's just where it is temporarily until I get the quarry going and all that hollowed out and rooms built and all that stuff. That's going to take forever. So, temporary in quotations. Might last a while. But you can see the old house where we were originally, and we can see that one from here. So I thought this was a interesting view. And you've got the staircase right here behind us. So this is actually a view that you can get from the staircase, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so let's go ahead and head over to the house slowly as we just kind of hover over there. Almost out of fuel, need to recharge. I don't think I have that set up yet. Granted, all you have to do is just plop it down and there you go. But, yeah, I haven't put it up yet. I've got most everything else, though. We've got some tinker stuff here, just in case we need to do any repairs. I've ended up using these more often just because I'd rather have the stone so I can patch things up that are dirt and gravel and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got tinker stuff, I've got the enchanting table, don't have the bookcases up yet, and there's going to be a reason for that, which we'll discover in a little bit. We've got 6 of these magmatic dynamos set up, which we set up the other side in the last episode. So I just made a few of these and then, hooked them up to our hardened energy cells, which we kind of need to upgrade. I won't have my other storage set up for a little while, so it'd be smart to just go ahead and use the redstone ones, even though these guys are just kind of going to be outdated and sit in our storage for a while, because unless I make another like tiny base or something that needs energy, and even then, I probably won't use these again. They're probably just going to be artifacts, pretty much. And we've got our ender tank up there, so yeah. I was actually a little surprised these didn't have connected textures. That was a bit surprising. Maybe it was just a choice that the people made when they did the texture pack, but I don't know. This seems strange to me. Got our furnaces, pulverizers. We don't have the fancy setup that we did have. Fancy quotations. We don't have the more advanced setup that we had last time, but we can always open up the right side if we're gonna, export what we have in the in this side. You can actually go from right to left. I know in our culture we're not really used to thinking that way, as far as, usually you have, just because of the way we read, since we read left to right, usually we set the first stage of something up on the left. But just because this is on the right doesn't mean that you can't have this go in or go out to the left side and go to the furnace. So that's not a problem, but I'm just going to zero those out. That way they don't end up in inventories that I don't expect them to. We've got our crucible and our transposers. Unfortunately, we lost a little bit of fluid, but that's alright. It wasn't that much. I've got a lot of chests over here. They're mostly empty, though. I've got stuff in basically these, and that's pretty much it. But I just stuck the chests up just because I figured I might use them. We've got our cobblestone in here. We've got some regular stone, netherrack, and dirt. Those are the ones that we had the most of, so that's what I ended up sticking in these. And they were the ones that made sense. I mean, we're going to end up with the most of these types, so. It actually ended up into exactly 2,500. That's really strange. But yeah. We've still got a few things in here. I actually have an idea that I'm going to institute with this. Oh, and I've got a bunch of glass in here that I keep forgetting about this glass. And we're going to need this. I didn't really want to set it up out here, but again, temporary. Well, we'll set it up out here for a little bit and then move it later once we start getting some areas opened up. I don't think we're going to need the induction smelter today. We'll see. Alright, so I'm just going to stick the XP thing over here in the corner. That's... maybe I should have stuck it over by the enchanting table, but I like it being out of the way, more so just because we've used that, you know, as a floor piece for a while, and the green is hurting my eyes. Alright. We've actually got a bunch more of this. I want to... What does it take to do one of these tanks? No, there's not an E on tank. Tank. So glass pane and obsidian. I'm going to need a lot of obsidian. I don't know that I have enough to do everything I want to do today, which means we might have to go looking for some. Which won't be the end of the world. We could... There's a machine that I can use that will make obsidian for us, and I really want to make one, but we may not end up finishing up in this episode what I would like to finish. And that's really unfortunate because I really want to get the quarry going, but we still got to make those cells anyway, so... Alright, let's just get into it, because, yeah, I need to. And, we'll stick there. Alright, so we're going to need a few levels, so let's just right-click on this a few times. And maybe not the most efficient way to do it, but I'm not going to run back and forth constantly. Alright. So, what are we going to do first? Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is make a quail eating ducks. Or a quantum entanglement diviner. It actually changes constantly. I think quail eating ducks is, yeah, quantum entity device. I think that's probably one of my favorite things that they've done, even though they've made, or he's made a ton of awesome devices. I love that it just constantly changes to depend, you know, okay, it's going to stick on that for now. But that it's, yeah, see, quail eating ducks. I totally did not make that up. Alright, so this isn't, okay, it's kind of complicated. Alright, so ender infused obsidian. Let's go ahead and get a decent amount of this. I have 57. That's not much. It's really not much at all. It's not even a stack. That should be enough for now. Alright, so we need just 5 of those. We need a crafting table. Like, why did you shift click that in there? Don't you know it just takes 4 wood? Yeah, but I mean, it was just as easy to do that. Alright, so we need some burnt quartz. So burnt quartz is just quartz block. It just shows a pillar there. Okay, there we go. Finally switched. But you stick a quartz block in there and you get that. Now we might need, okay, there's a redstone furnace, so we should be okay. Some of these patterns, they allow for certain mods, but not others. Okay, that is just a redstone furnace. Alright, so let's get some quartz. Do we actually have any blocks? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so I'm just going to smelt up 32 of them. Oh, actually, I need to make the block, so it's going to be 8 to start off with. That should be fine. Let's do a few more of those. I actually don't have that much nether quartz, which is a little surprising to me, but not all that surprising. Just because I haven't been going after it. So 4 burnt quartz is all we need to start off with, so that's fine. we're going to need more than one of these diamond etch computational matrices. Matrices, excuse me. Okay, so we need 4 diamonds. Should have everything. Alright, so we've got that one for our quail eating ducks. Quasar entanglement device. Quasars are pretty cool. I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's go ahead and make the QED. Alright, so this thing, we're just going to stick down. But it's not going to work. That's pretty unfortunate, right? Alright, so I can't remember. I think they're pylons? No, they're not. Alright, so extra util. Alright, here we go. Enderflux crystals. Alright, so these are what power the thing. And I'm not sure, honestly, I should have checked this beforehand, but I'm not sure whether they are going to need power or not, because the last time that I used them, they didn't need power. The time before that, they did need power. So we're just going to have to see. Alright, so let's go ahead and do Ender. Alright, so we don't actually have that many Ender Pearls left, which is unfortunate. Blaze, right? There's blaze powder that you mix with these, I think, right? It's been a while since I've made one. Alright. Yes, it is. Alright, let's go ahead and just take the 8. Okay. And stick those back in there. What's that? Why is that? Oh, totally an extra utils were off. Okay. I was like, why did something from Botania, or Botania, accentuate the O there, creep into that? Alright, this is going to be pretty slow with just 2 of these guys, but it should be okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is do the simple stuff, because, well, we'll need it eventually. Alright, so this is the pattern that we're going to want to use. So we're going to need some ender pearls. We're going to need ender infused obsidian, so we're going to need 4 of these markers. And they work just like the other quarries that you've used before. These have the blue markers that you use. They work just like that. They're just a lot more expensive. The alternative that you can mark out the outside, the perimeter of your quarry area, is using wooden fences. But I don't think I have that much wood. And these are just easier to use, and I can pick them back up later. So I'll be using these. And they're a good bit more expensive, but they're not that expensive. Alright, so ender pearl. Alright, so we're just going to need 4 of these. And actually, that's not going to be enough. How nice is it that they're just right there? Alright. So hopefully this is going to work. If not, then I'll run some power over here. Let's just go ahead and do it like that. And yep. It's humming along, and as you can see, it's really slow. But the more pylons that you add, or I call them pylons, the ender flux crystals that you add, the more of these things, the faster it'll go. Which, you've seen stuff that actually looks exactly like this, except for they're red. Well, I say you've seen this, maybe you haven't, it depends on what mods you've played around with. But there's been things like this with the... was it advanced crafting table that uses them? Let me see. Yeah, advanced crafting table. Okay, so it's a buildcraft thing that is powered by, I can't even remember what they're called. But they look like this, except for they're facing usually the other direction. They're sort of looking like this. But yeah, so we've got one of these guys. We're going to do the perimeter, but it's going to take a while, and we've got a lot of other things to make because we haven't even made our quarry yet. So, you know, they're not that useful by themselves. And I talked about using an aqueous accumulator, and you'll see why in a little bit once we start on our quarry, because the quarry is actually pretty darn complicated to make. But yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and alright, so let's take a look at tanks. And hopefully I have enough obsidian. I don't have enough glass panes. I do have some over here. Yes, I do. Awesome. It's like, don't make a liar of me, please. I'm pretty sure I remember there being some in there. Alright. So what I want to do with this is actually wasn't that exactly where I was going to put that. Crap. I've got wiring under here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it right here. Alright, so let's put... crap. Okay, that is blocked off by a cable, so it should be fine. And just because I don't want to end up replacing that later and have water spill all over the place, I'm going to do that. Alright, so we need our buckets. I only have one bucket of water. Really? Darn it. Alright, I need one more bucket of water. If we had some ice, that would work. But I don't have any ice. Alright, so I'm going to go down here real quick and grab some water, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, so got my water. Not a big deal. All to do is like that, and let me run that. Alright, let's go ahead and let's go like this. Put that down. Now I have somewhere around here. Alright, I've got my temperate ones. I'm not going to waste another one while we still have pretty limited materials. Not super limited, but they're still fairly limited. Alright, so it's pumping water now. And I'm just going to go like this. And all of a sudden, bam, we've got an awesome... You know what? We've got two of them. Let's... Oops. Not what I meant to do. Let's go ahead. Weird? Okay, well, maybe that's a bug. Alright, so what we're going to do is... I know I've got... Where are my other ones? Are they in here? They might be. No. Let's check in here. Item ducts. Crap. Where are my fluid ducts? Did I put them in here? Why would I put them in here? I didn't want that in there. Or are they liquid ducts? I'm always forgetting because they changed it. They're not liquid ducts. Okay. Or at least they're not in there. Crap. I know I didn't use them all. Okay, they're fluid ducts. I thought so. But where did they go? And you guys are probably yelling at me. But unfortunately I can't hear you. Or maybe fortunately I can't hear you because who knows what you're saying to me. I think that's something that... Yeah, those are the temperate ones. I need the hardened ones. Oh, here they are. Okay, so you guys probably were yelling at me because I did look in that chest. Alright, that's only 23 of them. Can I make it? Possibly. Possibly. Alright. So what I'm going to do... Let's go up here. Thank goodness for my jetpack. I'm going to connect that. It should be a fairly straight shot. I might not need to drop down and look. Just gonna go like this and have it so whenever I want a bucket of lava, I can just grab it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right here. And down to 10%, not liking that. But it's not like it's hard to charge this thing up. Alright. So let's bring you over here, like so. And this is all in the name of convenience. Because, I mean, really, all I had to do was to come over here and grab it out of that. But I kind of like the idea of it having, or yeah, just having the water tank here and having the liquid. And it should slowly fill up. And actually not very slowly, it just fills up really quickly. Because we have a lot of lava. We have the nether on the other side of that. You think it might be pretty quick. Alright, so something I didn't mention about that quarry that's really awesome and is probably as important, if not even more important, to helping out servers is the fact that instead of chunk loading the entire area that it will pull, pull out of, pull the lava from, like a, say, Buildcraft quarry does, it only chunk loads the chunk that it's pulling lava from. So instead of saying, all right, let's just say that this is the range of, oops. Let's just say this area right here is the range of the quarry. And we've got it sticking like right here. So the quarry's right there in that bottom hole. A Buildcraft version would chunk load all of it. I mean, granted, you've got a chunk load with a chunk loader for the Buildcraft version, and you don't for the extra utilities version. But if it's working on this chunk right here, then it will only do the center one and that one. It's not going to do all 9 of these chunks. So that actually takes a huge load off of the server. So definitely use those if you can. Even if you're doing just, a playing or playthrough just by yourself, because it's going to help your computer out a lot. Down to 7%. Don't want to go anywhere. Do I have... I could just take out that wall piece right there. I've got plenty of... Yeah, I might. Yeah, let's just go and do that. So, this is actually not the most efficient way to do it, but this is just... I have a wall set up over here for the moment. It's actually... Is it in this one? Nope. This one? Not seeing it, not seeing it. It's the smelter stuff. Alright, there it is. Alright, so we're going to have a hole at the moment. That's unfortunate. And that's actually part of the reason I didn't set it up originally. We'll just throw that up there. So, part of me wants to balance this really, really badly. But I'll leave it alone. But yeah, anyway. Let's go and just toss that stuff in there. Dolly. Let's... there. Hopefully I don't toss it away. Alright, so we've got our ender markers. Let's go ahead and actually get back to what we're doing. Alright, so there's a good reason I did this. We're going to need lava buckets and we're going to need water buckets because we need to make some ender pumps. And I'll just go ahead and bring up for you guys exactly what we're going to be doing because it's kind of complicated. The ender quarry is not a simple thing. It's not a early game thing. While the BC quarry is actually not that bad to make, it's quite a pain to power, but you need at least a diamond pickaxe. Do I have one? No, I don't. Okay. I wanted to make sure before I made another one, because I don't have that many diamonds at the moment. Let's go and just toss that back in there. Let's take a look. Yeah, I've got 16 diamonds. That's not much. I think it's going to be enough to do this, but we're going to need some magical wood. We're going to need some more of the ender-infused obsidian. And actually, now that I think of it, I do know what I'm going to stick there. And I have lava going over top of it now. And I've got water, so awesome. Actually, I don't know that we're going to make the ender quarry this episode. And the reason for that is we're starting to kind of get near the end of the episode, and I know I need some more obsidian. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. And I know there's things that I need it for in the future, and we're going to need to make an upgrade base, and we're going to need to make this world hole upgrade, because naturally the ender quarry replaces every block that it mines with dirt, which again is extremely good for servers. But we need a hole. I mean, that's the whole purpose that I'm making this for at the moment. Yeah, pun not intended, but I'm not going to apologize for it. Alright, so I think people apologize for puns way too often. I think it's actually sad. Because while I'm not going to say that. While puns are not necessarily always meant to be funny, they're actually a quite interesting facet of our language. And unfortunately for people learning it for the first time as their second language or third language, etc., it's actually one of the reasons that English is one of the most difficult languages to learn. And I'm not just saying that as a, oh, my language is the best language. Actually, better languages are usually easier to learn because they're very simple to understand. But English is very complicated. It's a very good language, I think. Being that arrogant person. But like I said, it's difficult to learn. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to make, let's do thermal dynamics. It's not actually under that, is it? Alright. Fluid transposer, glacial precipitator. I want to make one of these, but I'm not going to do it right now. Igneous extruder. I think that's what I want to make. Pretty sure it's what I want to make. Let's see what the other ones are. Magma crucible, fluid transposer, glacial accumulator, cyclic assembler. All of these, I mean, really. Phytogenic isolator. What the heck? Infuses plants with sun and RF. Interesting. That's probably what they were saying. No, that was actually utilities thing. I think they just make up. I mean, they don't necessarily make up the word. It's just they put words together that are just difficult to say. And I think they do it on purpose. That's not the pattern I want. No, I don't want aluminum. It looks kind of close to... That's Envar. Alright, there. I was like, where is just the normal iron? That's all I want is iron. Alright. Extruder. Alright, we've got glass. We're going to need a piston. Okay. And make sure that's a magma crucible. Okay, good. I keep trying to make sure in my mind that I'm making the right thing. Alright, so we still need the centerpiece, which it doesn't matter which of these machines we take it from. Alright, so we need it. Oh, a 10 gear or an iron gear. Interesting. 10? Oh, okay. Darn it. Alright, darn it. There we go. Like that. Or not. Where's our iron? It's just deliberately trying to be a pain. I know it is. It's trying to spite me. This is, you guys may think that this is not personal. Oh, it's personal. Alright, there's our Ignis extruder. And this isn't necessarily the best place for it, but it's the... Oh. Actually, no, this is probably the best place for it. Alright, so this is the hardened flue duct, which we're going to need for this one. Oh, I did pick up that stone. Okay, good. And it's already hooked up through the back. Alright, that should be fine. I don't want it to make anything except for obsidian for now, because I've got plenty of cobblestone and stone. You can use this as a cobble gen. If you need a bunch of cobble, this will make it extremely quickly. So I would recommend doing it that way. I don't like having it where I'm seeing that necessarily. Do I? It would be cool if I had the lava coming across like this and then the water coming along, but I'm just seeing the water. Alright, so what I'm gonna have to replace this, but that's fine. Alright, so I'm gonna bring the water over here. I don't have many hardened flue ducts at the moment. Oh, I turned my engine off. Like, why can't it go up anymore? Here's the temperate. Let's use this one. And I'll bring it across like this. I'm not too worried about that piece of stone. And then, actually, if I'm gonna have to look at it, oh, actually I don't, do I? Won't have to do it until I get to here. I'll go like that. And then we'll seal this back up, like so. And that will allow us to make... Why aren't you... Oh, right. Why did that other side fill up? That's kind of strange. Interesting. Okay, so as you can see here, it is going to, per the normal Minecraft recipe for obsidian, 1 lava and water, or in 1 lava, 1 lava, 1 water. There we go. It's going to make us obsidian, which we're going to need. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. And next episode, we'll get to the Ender Quarry. The Ender Quarry is probably going to take an episode unto itself because it is extremely complicated. We'll go ahead and take a look at it here. Ender Quarry. We'll probably just make these together and then I'll set it up and that'll probably be that episode, but it's complicated. Alright, so we need 2 of these ender cores. We've already made a diamond etched computational matrix, but we'll have to make another one, but we need to do these. This part is not difficult, but these magical woods, they depend on the level of enchantment that you use, to how many of these that they make. So if you use like all of these are level 30 enchantments, I think you're going to get like 16 or 32 magical wood for it. This is not 1.8, so I'm probably going to be using level 1 books. It's more efficient to do the higher level ones, but I haven't been in this world long enough to really get that much XP. Like I said, it's 1.7, so, you know, for every enchantment you do, you're spending 30 levels, not 3. So that's just something to keep in mind. So that's why that enchantment table over there is by itself. And we're also going to need bookshelves for that, and I'm going to use the bookshelves that I had set up originally around that one. So I don't have a ton of books at the moment. I need to go find and raid a stronghold. We really need to do the end stuff pretty soon too, but I need to get some armor that is worthy of doing that. So I don't know if the Hardcore Ender expansion is part of this mod pack or not. I'll have to see. I'm sure we'll find out. level of nearby enchantment tables by 5 levels up to the max of 30. Interesting. We won't be using that. I honestly like the bookshelves, but... Oh, okay, it's infusing it with liquid XP. That's actually an interesting way to do it. Huh. That is interesting. I haven't seen that before. We will probably do that. That seems... Actually, that's a lot better, I think. Yeah, we'll probably just set up something pretty temporary using one of these fluid transposers. I say temporary a lot, don't I? Um, yeah. We'll probably move those tanks over here for enough experience that we can go ahead and do it that way. That's really interesting, and that's a new way to do it as far as I know. Yeah. Huh. That's actually kind of cool. Sorry, I'm shocked because I didn't think you could do that. Huh. Okay, so yeah, end of the episode. Bye. No. Per usual, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any feedback, please provide it in the comments. Hopefully you guys like this area as much as I do. I think we'll be much happier up here. It's much more open. I don't like that this is only 3 blocks wide, but we won't be here forever. So I like the openness of this area over here. I think this is a good amount of room. This actually feels a little claustrophobic to me. Power is definitely not going to be there for long. I'm probably going to put it in that little opening down there. But hopefully pretty soon we'll have our quarry going and have that mined out pretty quickly. We've got the power generation for it. Relatively, it's not going to be super fast, but that's fine. I mean, it doesn't need to be super fast for what I'm doing. I'm not going for the ores or anything like that. Not yet. Eventually I will. And actually, well, it depends on how long it takes us to get to certain areas of the map, certain other worlds, but that are better for mining than this one. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.